I think the biggest challenge this country in particular has, and really any kind of developed nation at this point, is the cognitive conditioning of the free handout. How do you turn that around quickly when everybody, not everybody, I hate using the word everybody, a large portion of the populace has become addicted to the money printer, to the heroin of the money printer? That's going to be the thing that's really difficult, because let's say you load up the treasury with Bitcoin and you well positioned yourself and all these things, which you can't just turn on a dime, like what I just described, which is having a Bitcoin strategy, is the minds of all these people that are looking for a handout. That's the thing that's going to be really challenging, because those are the people that are going to drain that treasury faster than you can blink your eye.
Yeah. And that's and something I think about often is like, I think it's objectively true. You have to find a way to make a convincing argument that all these handouts are making them worse off. I mean, obviously we have sites like WTF happened in 1971. Thomas Sowell has been beating this drum for decades, but there's a bunch of cognitive dissonance that exists that for some reason or another doesn't enable people to realize that this is actually not the long-term benefit of their overall quality of life or economic standing. And I think I don't know if we don't need to like think tank this, but they're not waiting, but like trying to think through like what is the killer narrative in terms of helping people realize that this actually is not good for you, despite the fact that you think it may be.
That's the thing that doesn't turn on a dime. That's the thing that's going to take time, because you have to recondition them to think in terms of long term as opposed to short term interest at the expense of the long term, and self responsibility and self ownership. Like all of those things are wrapped into that issue that plagues developed nations right now.
Yeah, I mean, you just look over to Venezuela. What was a very strong developed economy at the beginning of this century did not take long for it to devolve into a hellscape, less than 2 decades. And I think that's what people in the United States have to realize and come to grips with, is we're not immune to that. Like that could happen here. And we may be in the process of that happening here, just the earlier stages of like Venezuela, 2006, 2007.
Yeah, totally.
So are you optimistic?
Am I optimistic for myself and my family and like my close friends that are big? Yes, very optimistic. Am I optimistic on a net basis for society? I don't know. I am long-term for sure. In the short term, I think there's plenty of pain to kind of come. So I guess it's a nuanced, I'm not trying to avoid the question, but it's very nuanced depending on like what scale or like what level I'm kind of viewing it. But I think that it's very optimistic that we're going to have a way more fair system through all of this, way more fair and, way more constructive. Cause at the end of the day, if you create value, like you get to, keep it, and you can use it on a rainy day, however you see fit, as opposed to it just constantly being stolen out of your pocket without you being able to control it. So it's very exciting from that regard. I'm very optimistic with respect to that.
Yeah, we're going to win. It's going to take time. It's going to be a bumpy road, but we're the generation that has to suffer the consequences of over a century of poor capital allocation and decisions at the monetary system level. You can't pick it. It's not like you're born. You can pick to be born at a particular point in time, but it's just something we have to deal with. And I think, like you said, the quicker people recognize this and make the mental switch to be productive and try to work on the solutions, the better. There are definitely multiple paths through which this transition can go: longer, shorter, medium term. And I think it's up to individuals taking agency and really internalizing these ideas and taking action that will dictate what the transition looks like and how quickly or slowly it happens.
Yeah. Just take ownership. Like you can make this just an incredible experience for yourself moving forward. Just have to take self-responsibility. You have to provide value for the world. And then you have to store that value in something that's desirable and accretive. And I think we know what that last part is. Maybe some of the other stuff people have to sort out. But Marty, if I could pick any point in time to live, like, this is it, baby. This is it. Like, why in the world would you not want to be in this moment right now? This is insane. This is incredible. How exciting.
Yeah, as Lord Littlefinger Baelish once said, chaos is a ladder.
That's right.
You can climb that ladder if you know what you're doing at this particular juncture in time, which, Preston, I think you're doing an incredible job to help as many people wake up to this. So really appreciate you coming on and talking through these ideas today, because it was a joy hanging out with you at the park in Nashville and talking about some of these ideas. And
likewise,
that's the most exciting thing, is like Bitcoiners are very solutions focused, and that's what gives me optimism. Like, even if the ideas don't stick immediately, but you're thinking of ways to get creative, think out of the box, and help drive solutions to a world with structural problems.
Well, thank you for that. And I feel the same way about you, buddy. Truly. This has been just fun, really fun. And I'm looking forward to playing darts with you in Riga, by the way.
Yes. Preston and I think Paul Toy's going to be there too. Maybe we can get him.
We need to get Paul. Well. We need to get the gang together and play our darts.
Yeah. To let you know, I've been practicing. My cousin has a dartboard in his garage down here. We've been playing all summer.
Did you play the game? Did you play
baseball?
Oh, you've been playing baseball. Okay.
Yeah.
Not killer.
It's
my favorite game.
Yeah. And that's where you get like preordained numbers, and you gotta hit three.
Well, you throw it. Yeah. You throw it. Yeah. You get your number that you threw. Yeah. And then it's try to kill the other players.
Hey, do you still have your Bitcoin on an exchange? Don't hold your Bitcoin on an exchange. Take it into self-custody. If you're looking for an easy way to do that, we have the BitKey. BitKey is Bitcoin made easy to use and hard to lose. Take the first step, get your Bitcoin off the exchange. Check out the link in the show notes. That'll get you 20% off your BitKey, or use the code TFTC20 at checkout.